Well, it's been a while since we've had something like this. It's the first match we're going to have as Chelsea manager. I haven't even played a pre-season friendly. And our first match is against Liverpool, the club who've turned us down for jobs twice, who are regular Champions League winners. They've won the league before. And we're going to be using a formation with 3 strikers and 2 central midfielders. What could possibly go wrong? How are we doing, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Club 4 here on MyCareer on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where it's Liverpool and it's also Arsenal, because we can't have nice things. And if you're excited to see how we're doing both of those games, do not forget to leave likes on the video, plenty for me, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense coming out of this face right here, such as using a 5-2-3 against Liverpool and Arsenal. I'm committed to it for this episode. We'll see what happens, and we might go back. But since you were last with us, nothing's happened. It's actually been a week since I've recorded. But other than that, nothing has happened. So, if you haven't watched the previous episode, I would recommend you go back and watch it. But to give you a quick rundown of what's happened, transfer business looks like this. Out 161 players such as Enzo Fernandez, he's left for Milan for 42 million, rising to 57. Vanderson has left for 38 million to Newcastle. Kai Havertz went for 39.5 million to Real Madrid, and then a few other players as well who aren't quite as important. The ins, however, instead of 161, is 438. So, we started off with Calvin Bassey, who was already coming in. We didn't have any control over that. But then we signed another Manchester City boy, Lubos Durica, English central midfielder with 2 caps. He's worth up to 100 million. We paid 50 for him. Good young centre-back. I'm very happy with that deal. Andrea Pinamonti came with us from Southampton, 32 years old, but plenty of experience. Not many caps for Italy, but he scored 88 in 124. Banging signing. But he came in for £20 million. Marlon Boa, he's a left back. He looks like he could be a very good left back. We are having to train him as a wing back at the moment because he can't play there naturally. In from Utrecht for £66 million. Ed Milson came in from Paris Saint-Germain, another right back. We already have Reece James at the club still, but he comes in as a backup, potentially heir apparent because he is younger. He came in from Paris Saint-Germain for £65 million. Brennan Badbury came in as a goalkeeper for the future. He's gone back to Reading on loan, but he came in for 17.5, rising to £22.5 million. Alan Skinner, this is the big one. 100 million rising to 113. He's coming from Wolves, where he scored 16 goals in 57 appearances. I think he's going to be spectacular. And he's one of our, I mean, look at the signing, £100 million, rising to 113. And of course, he'll be starting on the bench, while 32-year-old past it, Andrea Pinamonti will be starting. My name is Stu. Don't know if you're familiar with my work. Alice Hisek then returned to Chelsea for £60 million from Lyon. He previously went there a number of years ago. I'm fairly confident that we've done a transfer madness on him. Yes, we have. Sold him for 20, bought him for 60. Sounds like a Chelsea thing to do. Luis Maximiano has come in for £12 million as a backup goalkeeper for Newcastle. Remember, Bradbury will be that eventually, but Maximiano will be the guy for now. And then Quentin Timber has come in from Man United for £25 million. He is on the older side. However, he'll do a job as a defensive enforcer, which leaves the squad looking like this. And I think, as a starting squad, for the first team that we've got, it'll do a job. I mean, if we have a look at the squad like this and look at the average age, it's a bit on the older side. Still got a number of over 30-year-olds. I mean, if I do it this way, you'll see that we've got 10. However, in fact, it's 12 actually. I missed these guys out. But then we have got a bunch of 22-year-olds in the squad now. I mean, we've signed 3 of them. And a 23-year-old, in fact, 2 23-year-olds. So we have signed some of them. So we've improved it a little bit. We've kind of got a split between the squad of experience and not even youth, just younger players. I mean, Antonio Silva's right in the middle of what should be his prime. Everyone else is just bizarre. We'll be wonder kid hunting soon, but we're just getting our feet under the table. And hopefully having a squad that can do the business. I mean, we've got a squad with good potential. I mean, this core here, I mean, some of it is the core and the spine of the team. I mean, we've got a goalkeeper who's 5-star potential. We've got a central midfield, well, 4.5-star potential. We've got a midfielder who's 4.5-star. We've got a fullback. We've got a striker. We've got another centre-back. We've got no one else. But they're good ones, and we've got good players like Carl Ratcliffe, who's already a decent player. So I'm confident, but it's just whether this formation is actually going to work. I think if we've got the right combination in here, I think it will. Balearic, I think, a bit on the slow side, but he's strong. He's okay at passing. His vision's really good. He's got a good long shot on him, but he's a bit of a beast, and I think he'll do a good job for us in that position. And Mason Mount is still very, very good at 32. His natural fitness has helped him out. He's going to drop down a little bit as the years go on, but I think as a box-to-box, he'll do a great job for us. So, I'm stalling for time, but this is your first 11 for your first game for Chelsea against Liverpool at Anfield. It's Dimitri in goal, Timber, Durica and Eric Garcia in defence, James and Ram as the fullbacks with Balaric and Mount in the middle, supporting Ratcliffe, Pinamonti and Julian Alvarez up front. What could possibly go wrong? Most of the players are fully fit. I think the left back is the only one who isn't, purely because we haven't been playing him there in pre-season. Well, we haven't been playing him much in pre-season. We've been playing the new guy who is Boa. We've been playing him to get him trained up in that position because he is only a left back. He is not a left wing back. So we've been trying to get him used to it as best as we can. I forgot to do this. Let's delegate it and send Ruben Sellers, who has joined us, by the way. He hadn't joined us. I don't know whether we got that confirmed at the end of the last episode, but he has joined us, which is great to see. I am confident with the transfers that we've made. I'm just not sure if I'm confident in this game. I feel like this is going to be a bit of a wake-up call. They're a very good team, Liverpool. We know that from our time at Southampton. We did get the better of them on a number of occasions. However, they are a very, very good team. Now, the downside this season, and it's the first time I've done it on this save. Normally, I play... That's disappointing. Normally, I play the last pre-season friendly of the pre-season. And I didn't this time. I forgot to do it. I changed the setting just in... Well, I thought just in time. It actually ended up being too late. So we weren't able to play that. So I don't know what this team looks like when we play. It got carved up really easy there. I mean, considering we've got 3 centre-backs, it is a bit concerning. Don't like this. Let's get the ball out a little bit quicker, boys, if that's okay. Timber to James. James to Balaric. Balaric out to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe now. Past attempted to pin him onto. It was a nice idea, but just not quite sharp enough. But look at the pace of Liverpool's passing here. But they do actually get the passing wrong. Timber launched it forward looking for Ratcliffe, who is out wide. We've got him as a supporting striker. I have got a plan potentially to switch it so that he will actually be the striker in the middle, playing as a deep-lying striker with 2 advanced forwards. I think that's going to be the end product. Alvarez is in here, and Pinamonti has gone and scored his first goal for Chelsea. Have that. £20 million bargain. Oh, I'm happy with that. Oh, that was lovely. Counter-attack of dreams. Marvellous. And we defended well when we needed to. Okay, the first goal caught us snapping, but this was nice movement. Now, it's Balaric with the wonderful pass to Alvarez, who holds the ball up and does exactly what I want him to do. Slightly wide, cut it in, and Ratcliffe was arriving at the far post, at the near post. Sorry, no, it was the far post. Get it right, Stu. But we did really well there, and I'm very happy with that. Right, 1-1, game on again. Let's go, boys. Julian Alvarez, who is a veteran at this point. I can't remember exactly how old he is, but he isn't on the young side. He's 31 years old. Still a very good player, but not the player that he once was. But Liverpool have the ball. They are probably still going to be a better team, but they are going to be a better team than us, even with the players that we've got. They've got some fantastic players still. We are still going to struggle against them, but we have got the attacking firepower just to turn it up a gear when we need to. Lovely header. Pinamonti just a bit too slow there to get onto that, which is a bit of a shame. But we go again. Liverpool now have possession, trying to come forward. Alexander-Arnold now going to be trying to get balls forward here. But Mount doing a really nice job of forcing him wide. Tried to get a tackle in, but didn't. But actually forced him quite wide. But Liverpool still come here. Rice now. Declan Rice. But Reece James intercepts. Ratcliffe now trying to get the pass through. They're doing a really good marking job. And Darwin Núñez is in here. And it is going to be 2-1. And wow, it's a lovely goal. It is a lovely goal. We were doing some nice intercepting there, but we went one too many, and it is 2-1 to Liverpool. I am going to drop some encouragement. It's around 20 minutes, but you can see Ratcliffe looking for a pass here. Just stuffs it up a little bit, so we do have to blame him a little bit. And unfortunately, the defence caught napping. Durica caught napping a little bit there, and it doesn't really work, and it is ended up being 2-1, which is a bit of a sad thing to see. We might change things around in the defence, because at the moment we've got a wide centre-back and a cover centre-back, and maybe, just maybe, that isn't working for us. I'm going to encourage the boys, because we are playing well. I mean, I just did start with a free kick there, so that's a bit disappointing. Goalkeeper's not having a good game. Defence aren't being great. The central midfield are not having a lovely time. They're going to be overrun, I would imagine, and Reece James not having a great time either. But we do have a highlight, but it is another Liverpool highlight. I think going forward, I think this tactic's fine. What a save that is from Dimitri. I'll give him credit where it's due there. Lovely, lovely save there. Right. Elliott with another corner for Liverpool. Whipping it in. Derica can't get there. It's off the crossbar. Mount does clear it. Only as far as Alexander-Arnold. Out to Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott trying to cross it in. Pinamonti, who's apparently got a knock, actually. Doing the defensive dirty work, which is nice to see. But we are into added time of the first half now. We have a throw. Alvarez now. Looking for Ratcliffe. Flicks it on. Looking for Pinamonti, but he pulls out of the run. Could that be because of his injury? It might be Ratcliffe not having a good game at the moment. We might change things around in the midfield. We might decide to change it and put Ratcliffe in the middle possibly, and then have Alvarez as another advanced forward. But we are coming forward here. Reece James looking for options. Disappointing. Goes for a worldie. That is very disappointing. Eric Garcia having a poor game, and that is half time. Well, that is not a good start really, but this is a work in progress team. We're not the done finished article yet. We need to remember that. It is important to remember that. I'm going to tell all these boys, not played well. Sort your lives out. Derica, calm yourself down. Right. Pinamonti's got to come off. I'm not risking him. We're going to bring Alan Skinner on for his debut, which is a bit risky. I am as well going to change this around a little bit. We're just going to give it a go. So, Ratcliffe can go in the middle as the deep line forward. I'm going to put him on support. And just see how he gets on with the link-up play. And then we'll put both of these guys as advanced forwards. Go forward a little bit more. Reece James are going to turn into a normal wing-back on support. Just see how he does. And, I mean, Mason Mount, his ideal position is a box-to-box midfielder or a Mazzala or a central mid. He can do playmaking. To be fair, his passing's not that bad. I'm just tempted to do something with him. Balaric prefers to be more defensive-minded, so I don't really want to change him too much. Prefers to be a central midfielder on defend. I'm going to change him to that and just see how he gets on. Mason Mount, I might keep the same. But I might also turn him into a playmaker. Possibly. Or do we keep... Box to box is fine. He's going up and down. It's no problem at all. What I am going to do is change the back line. Julian Timber hasn't had a bad game, but I am going to turn him into a ball-playing defender on defend. And I'm tempted to change Derica to a central defender. It does change it to 2.5 stars, but I still think he'll be good. Still think he'll do a decent job. I think those are all the changes I'm going to make. I am actually tempted to put Timber in the middle, actually. I mean, but he's 5'0". That's the problem. Maybe he's 5'10". So maybe we'll keep him wide and we'll do it that way. I am, however, going to take Eric Garcia off. He has not had a good game, so Antonio Silva can't come on. I think we're going to leave it at that. 2 substitutions. In terms of playing style, we're trying to play a bit quicker. It's not really working at the moment, but we'll keep going at the moment. We're rolling the ball out to the centre-backs. I am tempted to go to the full-backs instead. But I think we'll leave it just for now and just see. And then tactics-wise out here, trying to stop the crosses coming in and trying to trap them outside. I don't want to step up, but I am going to trigger the press a bit more, which I thought I would have done. I'm a bit disappointed with myself that I didn't do that. But let's see how we get on in the second half. Keep going. Can't do anything with the midfields. And keep going. Right. Game on again. Skinner's on. I'm going to fire the boys up. Raum is coming forward and loses the ball immediately, but it's fine. Oh my word, I thought Julian Alvarez had stole it there, but you see we're swarming around them a little bit more now, which is nice. Big ball over the top for Darwin Núñez though, and that would have been embarrassing. They are beating us on that offside trap like no one's business, so we're going to drop back, but we're going to step up. They have just dominated us today completely, and I'm not happy with it, but I'm also not surprised about it as well. And it is maybe a bit of a damning indictment on this tactic. 2 people in midfield probably isn't good enough. I mean, it sounds obvious when you say it out loud like that. I think we're going to go to 4 at the back. I know it's the first game. Pre-season's been good. And we've played against some decent teams in pre-season. So it's not like it hasn't worked. But it's just not looking great today in person. I mean, we're 3-1 down. 3-1 down. I think I've messed up here. Right, we're just gonna, I know it's the first game, but we're gonna I know when I'm beaten. We're gonna change things around a little bit, I think. I'm going to keep 2 strikers up front. Alvarez can play as an attacking midfielder, as an attacker. So we'll have him set up as that. Mason Mount will keep as box to box because I do think there's value there. And then it's what to do with Balearic as well as Jury Timber. I mean, do we have two defensive midfielders maybe? I mean, I don't know. Do we do something crazy? Invent a tactic? Something like this? Is this a bit crazy? Or do we go centre midless? And do we do this? Maybe we go ball winning midfielder on defend. Defensive midfielder on support, or even anchor. We could do an anchor. I've never used an anchor before. Let's just do that. I mean, I'm writing this game off as we speak. I don't know if you've noticed, but maybe we do something like this. Mason Mount can play as an attacking midfielder. Let's have him be... I don't know if I want him to be the playmaker, if I'm honest. I don't know whether he can actually do that job. I mean, he could be a defensive midfielder. How well can he do defensive midfield? Exactly, he's not actually that good, so maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe we have him... Maybe we just give it a go. Sure. Sure, why not? Let's give it a go. Put him on support so he can drop down a little bit. Pass the ball around a little bit. Maybe we put him the other side to Alvarez. And have Alvarez be the attacking midfielder he wants to be. Because he can go ahead of Ratcliffe and overtake him a little bit. These guys come forward, do the wingy stuff. These guys are defending. These guys are kind of the wall in front. Sure, why not? Don't experiment, you don't get. We'll keep the wing backs to get the width. And we've got some defending ability in there as well. And we nearly conceded a fourth. Okay. This is not going well. But again, as mentioned, learning experience. We've got two really difficult games to open the season with. It's not the barometer to use. Even though the fans aren't going to be overly happy, it's really not the barometer to use. Big ball over the top, though. Skinner's in. And Skinner scores, like Pinamonti, on his debut. We're only behind by a goal. We might be in with a shout here, boys. James heads it clear to Ratcliffe. And this is what I want. Ratcliffe providing. And he goes and does it. Alvarez provided the first goal for Pinamonti. And Ratcliffe has provided the second goal for Skinner. Both scoring on their debut. Fire the boys up. We've got a chance. Not much of a chance, but we've got a chance. But immediately, this tactic has done better than the previous one. I am regretting that previous tactic, but I don't think we're going to get anything else here. I've actually forgotten that we can make more substitutions, actually. We've only got a couple of minutes left, and the boys are very, very tired. Reece James has not had a good game. Ed Milson can come on for the final few minutes. Derek has really struggled. I mean, I've not done him any favours either. I'll hold my hands up and admit. Balearic hasn't really played that well, so we'll drop him to a central midfielder on support, which he also prefers to do. Jury and Timber, I'm quite content with him to push forward a little bit more now as well. In fact, he can be a halfback. I've just seen he can play as a halfback. Why would I not play him as a halfback? The Timber brothers can play as halfbacks for all I care. I don't know if they're actually brothers. Sure they're not. But there might be. Who knows? It's football. David Rams had a poor game. Boa can come on even though we can't really play there just yet. Mason Mount, let's rest him for Sabazlai who can play there. And that's all of the substitutions. Let's just see what happens. In a few minutes. There's going to be some tactical tinkering, I think, because we really haven't looked good today. I mean, is it any wonder? I mean, that's the tactic we ended with. Is it really any wonder that we didn't play that well? Tell the boys they weren't good enough. I really wasn't good enough there, to be honest with you. I just had it in my head I wanted to do 5 at the back, and that wasn't the way to do it. And we've got a slightly imbalanced squad now, if I'm honest. It's not ideal. However, Pinamonti and Skinner both scoring on our debut. Pinamonti's only out for a couple of days. Arsenal are in 5. It's not the end of the world. We can deal with this. We can deal with this. I'm going to give these guys a little rest because they did run their socks off. And I'm going to be back for the Arsenal game. And hopefully, I haven't completely stuffed the season up before it even begins. My luck will probably have. See you in a moment. Well, fingers crossed it doesn't go quite as badly as it did last time. We are here for the game against Arsenal. We have changed the formation. We're sticking with 3 strikers. I'm determined. I had good experience with it one time in FM21. So I'm determined to make it work. But yeah, we're going to go with this. So it's a 4-3-3 with 3 strikers with Ratcliffe in the middle as the deep line forward. And Pinamonti and Skinner, as they both played well last time, as the advanced forwards. We're going to give that a go. We're also, I don't know why Balearic is defensive-minded midfielder. He shouldn't be. We're going to go with a half-back of Jury and Timber. Balearic and Mount as the central midfield too as well. We've got a bit of a disconnect between these two. Hopefully we can sort that. But fullbacks, which means Boa can actually make his first start for us. So That is the plan. I have forgotten to do one thing. Let's make sure that he is shorter passing and taking fewer risks. I don't want any utter madness. But this is going to be the 11 for the game against Arsenal. It's Dimitri in goal, James, Derica, Eric and Boa in the defence, Timber, Balaric and Mount in the midfield with Ratcliffe supporting Pinamonti and Skinner up front. Apologies for any pronunciations that I got wrong. I didn't mean to. Let's see how we do. I don't know how it's going to go. We've trained this tactic for less than a week. It's very similar to the one we were using, just with a holding midfielder instead of one of the central defenders, and the wing-backs are further back. We have got Reece James on attack, though, so hopefully he can get up and down. And then we have got Derica as the covering defender, which he apparently prefers to play. So we're just going to see whether he can do that. But it is against Arsenal, who we know last couple of seasons have been a big threat in the league. So let's not count any chickens. Let's just see what happens. But we do start with a highlight. Big cross in. Looking for the header. Think of Skinner on that side. He is left-footed, so he's on that side. But Skinner's now out wide. But now Arsenal do have the ball. And Tomiyasu coming forward. I had forgot to put player instructions on my players in the last game. So I don't know how much of an effect that might have had. I have put them on some of the players in this game. So it'll be interesting to see how much of an effect that has. Balaric now on the ball, getting it forward to Pinamonti. And we have got numbers over. Pinamonti now. He's forced out wide. He's not used to being there. Looking for options. Gets it into Ratcliffe. And Ratcliffe doesn't get it in. But Mason Mount has scored his first of the season. We open the scoring at Stamford Bridge against Arsenal. Oh my word, that was so much better than anything we saw in a Liverpool game. Even the goals we scored. I mean, the second goal had a great pass in it. The first goal had some decent movement, counter-attacking. But this just looked so much better. Ratcliffe desperately unlucky. But that's why Mount bursting forward from the midfield as a box-to-box midfielder is important. I debated putting him as a playmaker. He's not even a box-to-box. I've just completely lied to you. He's a Mazzala. That's what happened there. He Mazzaled it. That's now a term. It's a term I'm never going to use again, probably. But we do go one goal ahead. Pinamonti putting all the work in there as that advanced forward. Normally, he's the lone man up top. He's putting the ball in the back of the net. He turned provider there, which was really nice to see. Ratcliffe didn't even get involved. We actually have a free kick here of all things, and it's Ratcliffe over it. Imagine if he puts this top bins. Oh, imagine if he did. That would have been incredible. But we do have another corner, and it is going to be Mason Mount who takes it. Mount to whip it in. It's going to be an in-swinger. Looking for the head of Pinamonti over on that side. But we do actually get another corner. I don't know why he was looking far post. He should have been looking near post. That's a little bit frustrating. I've got to be honest with you. But Mount now looking to get this in-swinging. Looking for the head of Ratcliffe. Couldn't quite find it. Gallardo heads it to no one. Reece James gets the ball, I'm sure. And the highlight ends. We have... Every shot has been on target so far. We've looked so much better. I'm not counting my chickens. I'm not expecting this to be the answer. But it could be, and I'll be very excited if it is. Big ball over the top. Skinner's in here looking for Pinamonti. And Pinamonti has 2 in 2. And it's Alan Skinner, the new signing, who's gone and helped him. Heavens above. I'm shocked. I'm genuinely shocked. After that Liverpool performance, especially with changing formation, I thought we were going to be stuffed. And we lead by 2 after 34 minutes. Big ball over the top to Skinner. Skinner gets in. Lovely pass across. And Pinamonti. Okay, it takes a little deflection, but it's going in anyway. Arthur Theat with the assist. That'll do. Oh, that feels so nice. And Reece James having a good game. Okay, Derica's not having the best of games, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe the covering defender isn't the best mood for him. But what a first half that is from us. Genuinely. We're going to tell him to calm down. We're going to tell Derica not been good enough so far. Everyone else, though, putting in a shift. We're going to carry on, and we're going to see how we do. They've brought Brahim Diaz on for Charles de Ketelare. That's a good sign. They're taking one of their best players off for Brahim Diaz. They must not think he's going to be very effective going forward. Right, we have another throw. Boa. It's good to get him on the pitch. I was a bit worried about how long we'd have to try and work out how to play him to get him in. Big ball into Pinamonti. And Pinamonti, unless this gets disallowed, has just scored a hat-trick in his second game for the club against Arsenal. Yeah, he scored a hat-trick. Has he? No, Mount got a goal. I thought he'd scored a hat-trick. Where did he got a hat-trick from? Stu. Look here. Mount scored the first year. I was going to say a swear word then. I'm not going to. But we're 3 goals up. And every shot has been on target. Every single shot. What utter nonsense is that? And Brahim Diaz has gone off injured for Arsenal. That's a shame. No, I've got nothing against him. I don't know where that came from. Right, substitutions. Quentin Timber is going to come on for his debut. We're going to take off Balaric. He's played okay, not been spectacular, but he's not been brilliant either. So we'll bring on you for have you be forward midfielder on support, which I think is pretty much what Balaric was doing. Is it Balaric or Balaric? I think it's Balaric actually. Mount is okay. We're not going to take him off. I was thinking about maybe because he might be tired, but he's not quite that tired yet. Carl Ratcliffe I will leave on. Want to get a good game out of him. Dorica can come off for Antonio Silva. And I am going to change him to a defend rather than a cover. And for my final trick, I'm all right. I don't think we need to make another change just yet. I'm a bit concerned because I'm looking at the bench thinking we might not have enough midfielders. But we have no money to buy any, so we're going to have to deal with that. But Jury and Timber doubling up as a midfielder definitely helps. And also Reece James can play there, so it's not the end of the world. So I think we'll leave for now. Alan Skinner might be the one who comes off, possibly. I might take him off. I might rest him. Because he's having a good game. He's got an assist. But I think we'll bring on Hijek. Yeah, we're going to do that now, actually. Hijek can come on for his re-debut. And I'm tempted to take Alvarez onto the pitch and put him there instead of Ratcliffe and give him a rest. And then we've got one more sub left. I might take Mason Mount off for the last 5 minutes for Szoboszlai. That's what I'm thinking. Mason Mount has led the team beautifully here. Beautifully. Right. Timber, Boa, James, crossbar. That's unlucky, isn't it? That's very unlucky, very unfortunate. Back, apologies for that. I just had someone knock at the door, so I had to go and answer that. I'm staggered with this game, quite frankly. I am absolutely staggered that we've got to this point, and it looks like we're probably going to win. Dare I jinx it? Szoboszlai's going to come on for the last few minutes. We'll give Mason Mount a round of applause as he goes off, and I would like to think that's the game. It is. What a turnaround from the Liverpool game. That's absolutely insane. Pinamonti with 2, not a hat-trick, and Mason Mount with 1 as well. But the team looking so much better and so much natural in this formation. I dubbed this when I played it on FM21 before I started YouTube. I dubbed it the False Diamond. Get it? Because it kind of makes the tip of the diamond. Anyway, very happy with that. But when are we going to be back? That is the most important thing. So no Europe to worry about. Let's go through September. Let's skip that completely. We'll come back in October, November, somewhere in this period. We'll pick a couple of games. We'll show you a couple of games, and we'll see how things go. But that'll be it for today. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future Football Manager content to come in the future. Remember, it is free to do so. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.